This is another weather update. We're forecasting Winter Storm Oaklee with widespread and cross-country impacts as we go into the mid to latter part of this week. Okay, let's get right into it. Looking here at the GFS model at Wednesday at 12 p.m. I have stayed with the GFS model for most of the time we've been forecasting Winter Storm Oaklee because I think it does have the best handle on the storm out of all the models. So looking here at Wednesday, midday, 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., early to late afternoon here. We could see some snow showers here in St. Louis with that first round of Winter Storm Oaklee. Then, as you're traveling from, let's say, Memphis to St. Louis, you could be seeing some heavy sleet and maybe even some freezing rain there in Arkansas. So, especially be prepared if you're traveling through this region for some heavy sleet. And some people don't recognize the threat for sleet, but if you get a heavy band of sleet, that can cause travel issues. We did have that here in St. Louis a week ago, and it was pretty hard to travel. It did kind of have some small travel issues. So especially if you're traveling from Memphis to St. Louis Wednesday, early afternoon into early evening, expect some travel issues. And with this storm, we're really expecting a lot of travel issues. So as that first round gets out of here, not expecting much an accumulation or anything. That first round is kind of trended down in how big of a round of snow, how much snow is going to be with it. But there is still some models disagreeing with this, but I think this GFS model does, like I said, have the best grip on it. Then as we go into Wednesday, midnight on Wednesday, and then Thursday early morning, we are seeing that Gulf moisture just getting flooded into here. A lot of Gulf moisture being able to come up and provide for this storm, making it a massive storm or whatever you want to call it. So we do have some ice and sleet again developing with the second round of snow. With the second wave of snow, ice, sleet, all of the types of precipitation we're expecting with this second round. And the second round is going to be a little bit on the beefier side of the first round. This is the main course. This is your main course of Winter Storm Oaklee. This is the bigger round of snow. So we see that snow from Colorado get transitioned into Winter Storm Oaklee here, and we're going to be seeing some pretty heavy snow in northern Missouri, Kansas City, and west of there. We're expecting some pretty heavy snow in Peoria, where we're going to be seeing our biggest snow totals then. Around Thursday, as you go into midday, we are expecting some sleet with snow mixing in at times in St. Louis. Southern Missouri expecting that ice threat. I'll get into the details on that as we go further into the video. But then as we go into Thursday, 3, 4, 5 p.m., we are seeing a little bit of a switch over from that sleet and ice to snow here in St. Louis. So as you go into, let's say, 6, 7 p.m., we could see that sleet change over to snow and some light accumulations there on the backside with a quick burst of moderate snow and then a few snow showers there on the backside. But as you go into midnight, Friday, as you go into midnight, we are going to be seeing that snow mainly getting out of here, but still snowing in Chicago, Detroit, Erie, Pennsylvania. And then that does go off to the east, expecting some pretty big snow accumulations in an area like Cleveland, northern Indiana, and as it goes off to the east, I will keep you guys updated on what the east is going to be expecting as we go into further updates. But for right now, I'm just going to be talking about what the central part of the United States is going to be expecting. So this is what we're going to be expecting in the way of snow totals. Anywhere in those purples, we could be seeing 3 to 6 inches. I think the GFS model may be overdoing it just a little bit here, but I think, again, like I said, got a pretty good grip on what we are expecting. For an area like Cleveland, you could be expecting 8, 7, maybe isolated spots in northern Ohio getting up to 10 inches of snow. So 3 to 6 inches in that purple region. Isolated spots could experience some more. And then an area like St. Louis, that is on that cutoff line, we're expecting around 1 to 3 inches, so not too big of snow accumulations. And those ice accumulations, those ice accretions are going to be south of St. Louis. Then as you go into Kansas City, maybe 3 to 5 inches, but as you go west of town there, we're going to be seeing those big accumulations of, again, 3 to 6 inches. And again, I'll keep you updated on this, but as it goes into the east, it does get a little bit stronger, and it's going to produce some pretty big snow accumulations there in the northeast. And then looking here at the ice threat, one of the biggest threats of the storm could come out as the biggest story from the storm. You got northern Arkansas, southern Missouri getting up to an inch of ice. So especially even though if you're in that just one quarter of ice to an inch of ice, you really need to start getting prepared for this. If you're in an area like south of St. Louis, Farmington, St. Genevieve, Perryville, Cape Girardeau, Springfield, Missouri, say north of Dallas, Wichita Falls, eastern Oklahoma, northern Arkansas, especially in southern Missouri, we are expecting that big ice threat. And again, as you go into the Ohio Valley, into south central Indiana, south central Illinois, southern Ohio, we are expecting some more impacts over there. So if you're in that area, that could expect anywhere from a quarter to an inch plus, maybe some isolated spots could get an inch plus of ice. You do need to be getting prepared. If you want to buy a generator, this is the time to do it. So if you're in that ice area, a little bit of ice goes a long way. Power outages pretty much guaranteed if this is what ends up happening. So a lot of power outages could happen, especially we saw in Memphis with Winter Storm Landon, we saw a bunch of power outages from just a little bit of ice, thousands of people without power. So if you are downplaying this ice, you should not be doing that, because we are seeing a big threat for ice, and it could have major problems, including power outages. So we really need to watch that ice threat. This is one of the biggest threats of Winter Storm Oaklee. And then lastly, what I've been talking about since it feels like 2 weeks ago, it feels like it's been so long we've been talking about this flooding threat. We are expecting a flooding threat with Winter Storm Oaklee. Rain training over the same places at the same time, especially in the Appalachian Mountains of Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, and Kentucky. We are expecting some flooding, and could be some pretty severe flooding, especially in those flood-prone areas, those valleys, northern Tennessee, and this includes Nashville, southern Kentucky. We're expecting a big flooding threat. And then side note here, we are expecting a strong line of storms to go through Alabama, Mississippi tonight. So if you are in that area of that tornado watch in Alabama, Mississippi, or just in central Mississippi, northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, just be weather aware tonight. Know how to get those warnings, because a lot of these storms are going to be happening when most of y'all are going to be sleeping. So that is your latest Winter Storm Oaklee forecast. I'll keep you updated on this. Subscribe. Go follow me on Twitter for the latest updates, and I'll see you in the next weather update forecasting Winter Storm Landon and our continuing coverage here at More Weather of Winter Storm Oaklee. Sorry, I think I just said Winter Storm Landon, but Winter Storm Landon, it is Winter Storm Oaklee. So continuing coverage of Winter Storm Oaklee coming up here at More Weather. So subscribe. Go follow me on Twitter for the latest, and I'll see you in the next weather update.